Today we have a lecture on IBA refereeing and judging in international competitions. So we have one of our top international referee judges, IBA, Colonel Ashok.
Thank you, and a very good evening to all of you. And I am Colonel Ashok here, IBA 3-star referee judge, and for today's topic on refereeing and judging. Today's topic is on refereeing and judging in IBA competitions. A unique topic, a strange topic, and a very controversial topic if I say it's between the coaches and the referee judges. Because on most of the occasions, what the coaches agree, the referee and judges may not agree, and what the referee and judges may agree, the coaches will obviously never agree to in most of the occasions. With this as a slight background, let me start the presentation. Now with that as just a short background, we come to the main presentation of today's lecture. It's on refereeing and judging. To understand this, let us first try to understand what do you mean by a referee? In this lecture, I'm not going to talk about the rules and regulations because the coaches are much aware about it, because each and every day you practice and you teach your students based on the same disciplines. So we're just trying to understand what do you mean by a referee? What are the basic qualities which a referee should possess? Precautions. In each and every action a referee takes, please do understand that the safety is the most important thing which a referee has to keep in mind. The first quality which a referee is being taught in each and every IBA workshop is to understand that safety is the first and the foremost thing which you should take care of. Rules, regulations, other things come subsequently later. The next thing is being an adjudicator. As a referee, you're trying to adjudicate between two people in a very closely contested bout in which punches are being thrown with less than a speed of microseconds. You're trying to adjudicate between the two people who are trying to box themselves in a distance of 20 by 20. At the same time, you are also having a pedant for rules. Each and every rule in the rule book is being strictly followed. Each and every type of step, let it be the right step or wrong step, is closely scrutinized. At the same time, it is same to both the red corner as well as the blue corner. As a referee, you don't have any two different thoughts. You don't have any two different methods of judging somebody. If it is wrong for red, it is the same way it is wrong for blue. To cut it short, you have to be a stickler for rules. If as a referee, if you have precautions, if you are an adjudicator, at the same time, if you have a pedant for rules and you're equitable to all and you're a stickler for rules, then why is it that most of the time you're always at the receiving end of what the coaches shout at you? Why is that? Well, yes, I do understand each and every coach has it in mind at some point or the other. With this, we'll try to understand what is exactly the bone of contention through which the referee and the seconds differ. Bone of contention. Bone of contention in this aspect means where, as a referee, my viewpoint, my thinking, my methods, my rules and my implementation does not actually match with the way a second thinks. In what all aspects does it think? In what all aspects do we feel it differs? Now, but before we try to get into what all aspects differs between a coach and a referee, we'll just try to understand what exactly does a referee go through before he comes into the first day of a competition. I'm not sure whether everybody is sanguine of the fact that before a referee enters into a competitions, there are various phases he has to go through. The first and the foremost thing is a pre-day seminar. As you're completely aware, a referee comes from different places, different geographical locations. Somebody must be coming with a different frame of mind. Somebody must be having a very fantastic competition behind him. Somebody must have had an off day in the office. Or somebody must be having some kind of a personal problems. So with so many different backgrounds, getting all of them together at least 2 to 3 days prior to a competition, and then having a seminar is a very important thing, and which is done in all IBA competitions. This seminar brings all the RJs in a single common platform. Each and every rules are again gone through. Each and every regulations are again practiced, and any new changes in rules is again discussed. At the same time, any deviation which has happened during the course of that particular year, or any lessons to be learned in which a previous referee or a previous judge must have committed something in which the other RJs could have learned. All these kind of aspects are discussed in the pre-day seminar. As a result, the referee is warmed up, is mentally fresh again on what to expect the very next day. The next aspect is the pre-bout preparation. With the new rules coming in, it is very clear that the referee gets at least around 10 to 15 minutes before his detail, when he comes to know 10 to 15 minutes before the start of the bout, that he has been assigned the job of a referee or a judge. As a result, the referee is able to make himself physically fit, at the same time mentally tuned up on what all he should be expecting in his bouts. Now, this aspect is very important due to the sheer fact that once a referee gets into the ring, he's all by himself, because there are two people equally contesting, throwing everything at each other with 2 seconds at the each and every other corner, red corner and the blue corner, trying to throw whatever ideas they have in their mind with the audience at the back. With such a lot of chaos and confusion happening, the only silence where it remains is in the 20 feet by 20 feet. So to remain mentally fit and physically, it is very important for a referee to go through all the pre-bout physical and mental preparation. Once the referee finishes off with his pre-bout mental and physical preparation, and then he goes through the bout, the referee's job doesn't get over. For all the coaches to understand that the referee's job just starts after the bout is over. Once the referee finishes bout, once he comes back, there is always a post-bout analysis. You can, in our case, you can call it a video analysis or whatever you say, where each and every action of the referee is put under the scanner. It is basically done by the RJ evaluators. If you see, for example, in the recently concluded Olympic qualifiers, which happened in Dakar in Senegal and even in London, and even the one which happened in Amman. I'm just quoting these few examples because these were the recent ones. Most of the decisions almost were perfect and what the coaches had almost wanted. Now, this was truly possible because of the fact the RJ evaluators were being completely scrutinizing the results of all the referees in the way they were conducting themselves, in the way warnings and cautions were being given, in the way each and every aspect of a complete 15 minutes was going through in those 3 rounds. With this as a pre-bout preparation and what all used to happen for the referee judges, let me now go to the main aspect, the bone of contention. That is the problem aspect, what the coaches feel and how the referee reacts. Now, the first thing, moment where the coaches feel that they have been denied a particular right is in the fouls aspect. See, as a referee, you have to be a stickler, as I said in the first slide, you have to be a stickler for rules. But at the same time, there are so many other things which a referee should also consider. If it's a foul, a referee has the right to understand whether it's a minor foul or whether it's a major foul or whether it's a flagrant foul. And also, a referee can take the decision whether the foul happened accidentally or whether there was a clear distance when the foul was happening, so as to ignore any kind of a caution or a warning. But at the same time, please do understand, as a second or as a coach, when you are looking at the same aspect from a different angle, you tend to think different. You tend to feel that you have been denied a particular foul which you have been awarded to your boxer's opponent. But the referee, whom I said is equitable, feels that no, this is not the aspect. So this is one of the contention which arises. The next contention is the cautions and the warnings. Please do understand the referee's main job is to ensure a clean and a smooth conduct of the bout. He is not there to keep on penalizing for things which can be ignored, which can be kept away so as to ensure a smooth running of the boxing game. But please do understand, I'm not saying do cut short on any clear fouls. No. There are certain fouls, like for example, if a boxer ducks or bends his head below the belt line, but from a distance far away from his opponent, there is no need to call a stop. This is a clear example. In the same case, there are other examples when you feel a boxer would have been, you can understand that a boxer would have not been holding, but due to other boxer's action, this could have been the cause or a reaction for it. So as a result, whatever cautions and the warnings which a referee may give, please do understand that it is not exactly how the bout progresses. It is to ensure that there is a smooth conduct of all bouts. In the same time, cautions. The number of cautions which a referee can give is at the discretion of the referee. There is no clear rule, or there is no rule which says that after 3 cautions, a referee has to give a warning. No. This again irritates the coaches, because sometimes there's a very close bout and they feel that the referee has given 4 cautions or sometimes even 5 cautions. But what they do not understand is the referee sees the gravity of the situation, and he sees if does the situation really merit a warning. And even after a warning has been given, it is not necessary for again a repetition of the foul. The referee will again go back to a warning. No. The referee can again give a caution to a particular foul even though a warning has been given before. So this is all to clearly say that for the coaches to understand that the cautions are completely at the discretion of the referee. The main job of the referee is to ensure a smooth conduct of a particular bout. The next thing which comes into play is the medical attention. As I told you on the first slide, the first and the basic quality of a referee is the safety of a boxer. There have been certain instances where a boxer suffers a cut or where there is bleeding which occurs to a boxer, and the referee calls time and then takes the particular boxer to the corner. Now again, this creates a double kind of a confusion in the mind of these seconds or the coaches. They start again shouting at the referee saying that, was there a need? Was there a requirement? The boxer could have continued. There is no bleeding. But please do understand again the first and basic criteria what was said. Referee, he can stop as many bouts as long as he feels it is for the need of a boxer. As long as he feels that it is for the safety of a boxer. At the end of the day, when a referee feels that if he has done the bout, some good feeling or some good thoughts by stopping the bout so as to ensure the safety of the boxer, please do understand it is for the betterment of that particular boxer, so that at least in the future he can be fit enough to compete in subsequent competitions. And also with the recent rules in which Edgard has been removed, it is imperative that cuts and all those kind of bleedings which happens, each and every medical attention is being given to the boxers, and the safety is given a lot of priority these days, more than what used to happen before. The next point which comes is the knockdowns. Sometimes, again, the same aspect, you could have seen that the referee starts a particular count, 1, 2, and sometimes the referee waves off the bout. Again, it again becomes a bone of contention between the coaches and the referee, indicating why should you have stopped the particular bout? Please do understand that I'm not contesting in a particular situation, or I'm not quoting any particular example, but the referee has a very closer view. The referee has a very clear view of the boxer, better than anybody who's watching that particular duel. So when the referee is starting his count, he is clearly able to observe the boxer. He's able to observe the boxer, what exactly he's looking at. He's able to see him completely. He's able to see his eyes. He's also able to see his knees, whether they are wobbling, or he's also able to see whether the boxer is able to maintain his composure all along. If the boxer is able to do that, then the referee obviously will not have any problem. But there have been situations where you could have seen where the boxer is unable to start even after count 1, 2, and the referee waves off the ball. Because in the opinion of the referee, again I am saying, please do understand, the referee is the adjudicator of the bout. Now you have to respect that. As the adjudicator, he takes a call that the boxer is not in a situation to continue, keeping the safety precautions in mind. So in that case, it is obviously necessary for everybody to understand the referee has done it in the interest of the boxer. Now sometimes there are a couple of counts which are being given, and sometimes the referee stops the bout after only 2 counts. So these things, well, discussions can keep on going, discussions can keep on varying. But in the opinion of the referee, if the referee feels that the boxer has received more punishment, and if the bout continues, in his opinion, he will be exposed to more punishment, he has a right. He has all the right to stop the bout, seeing that the boxer is receiving more punishment. The next slide is the foul illustration. When you come to the foul illustration, over a period of time, so many rules have been brought into vogue, so many rules have changed, so many new things have come into place. Along with it, the indication of the referee for a particular foul has also gone through a sea of change, because of which it has been made necessary for all the referee and judges to follow a strict and a common platform in the way they indicate a particular foul. Now, this becomes important because where there is a language barrier nowadays, it is very imperative that the referee shows a clear signal of what a particular foul is. For example, for holding. Example, if a boxer is holding with his gloves inside and locking his elbow, then the referee should also be able to indicate the clear indication of the foul. As a result, what IBA has done is, IBA has brought across a clear indication of all type of fouls which have been brought across, and they have made it uniform for all the referee and judges to strictly follow it, to abide by it, and they also made it compulsory in all their refresher courses and all their IBA 1-star, 2-star, and the 3-star RJ seminars. As a result, the coach is also able to understand why was there a foul, or why is this boxer being given a caution or a warning. If a referee just says, red, no holding, red, no holding, the boxer or the seconds in the corner might not be able to understand what exactly is the reason for the stoppage. But if a referee shows a clear signal, then the seconds or the coach can understand, yes, my boxer is committing a foul. If he has done it once, he has done it twice. Now, if he does it again the third time, well, he will obviously receive a warning. Now, this is one of the good initiatives which has been taken, where they have made a uniform signal all across the board for the easy understanding of the boxer and the coaches. The next point, according to my slide, this is the last point what I felt would be the bone of contention between the referee and the judges, but I'm very sure I'm not, because there will be a lot of issues which a referee may agree and a coach may not agree, and which a coach may agree and a referee may not agree. The next point is the minor, major, and the flagrant fouls. As a coach, it is very important to know the difference between the minor fouls, the major fouls, and the flagrant fouls. Now, why is it important for a coach to understand this? Because a boxer may get a caution, may or may not get a warning, or will get a warning based on the difference in these fouls. And also, he can be directly disqualified for infringing on any of the rules, for example, like flagrant rules. Like example, a boxer goes through a head clash and it was intentional. And if there was no cut, then obviously the boxer would be given, the offender would be given a warning. But if there is a cut, it is straight away disqualification. In that case, the coach might ask him why. It would have been a warning. No, I'm just saying one of the examples. Like that, there are so many flagrant fouls and so many major fouls which are there, which a coach should also go through. Now, once a coach understands that these are the dynamics on which referee works his way through, these are the dynamics on which the referee officiates, it will also be easy for the coach to understand the gambit of the game. The coach can easily predict what exactly is going to go through. Now, as a coach, you might feel at certain point that there was a clear indication of a particular wrongdoing which would have happened to which would happen to you. So you feel offended. Yes, very rightly so. You have trained your boxer for 365 days in a year. You have all the right to do so. But believe you me, you're not the only one who's going to be alone. Because there is somebody who might inform you earlier, the RJ evaluator. Nowadays, believe you me, nowadays, the complete system of officiating has become so stringent that there's not an iota of a doubt that the referee can easily walk away. And I'm very sure most of all our IBA international coaches and even our foreign coach, Mr. Santiago, will agree that they would have seen certain referees not coming up again in subsequent sessions or maybe in subsequent competitions. Well, the reason is certain stringent measures have been implemented by the organization in which the RJ evaluators is one of the most important things. The first and the foremost thing is, by any referee, when the evaluator feels that there was some kind of a mistake on the referee's part, which was unpardonable, then obviously he will not have any duty for that particular session. The referee will be suspended for the session. For example, if a referee commits a foul or commits a very major or a blatant mistake on the first session of the bout, there are all the more reasons that the same referee will not be repeated for any other bout for subsequent sessions in the evening session. The second thing is that over a period of time, where, for example, a competition is for 10 days, the referee goes for around 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, the referee is being observed. Over a period of time, the evaluators are able to make a picture of what kind of a material is this referee made of. The referees who get into the semi-final and the final bouts are the ones who have a better reading of the bout, who have a better predicament of the bout, and who are able to understand and implement the rules and regulations as per the requirement of the bout. That is how the qualification process for a referee remains even in competition. So a referee is obviously always under the scan. And the other thing which comes into play is the suspension. Now, if a referee who has been suspended for a particular session does not change his way, then there are obviously certain measures which happen, like suspension for subsequent competitions, which are really being strictly followed. There have been cases where I do not want to quote anybody, where certain referees have been moved away because of certain grave mistakes which have been done by them. And also, the commission, the RJ commission, is very strict on the ethics. The RJ Ethics Commission has been implementing so many rules and regulations that the disciplinary commission is always has its hands full in so many other aspects involving the ethical reasons. Now, as a coach, you can understand the referee does not walk away if he does any mistake. Please do understand it. It is very easy to say that, yeah, referee has finished his job. That's it, it's over for him. There's nobody to do a random check on him. No. As a referee, as a coach, your job is over once the bout is over. But as a referee, once you go back to RJ launch, the music starts. Now, the most important thing in these contradictions is the other aspect where a coach will obviously contradict with a referee. Example, the last 10 seconds of a round. Please do understand that the last 10 seconds of a round are very crucial for everybody. It is crucial for the referee because 2 minutes and 50 seconds are over. The next 10 seconds have to go on smoothly without any unnecessary stoppages. The referee will want it to continue. It is very important for the boxers because the last 10 seconds matter a lot. Ask any coach, he will say, yes, it can make or break a decision of that particular round. So the 10 seconds matters. For a coach, yes, all his complete effort of 2 minutes and 50 seconds depends on those 10 seconds of a round. And for the judges, for somebody who's sitting at a different angle, who couldn't see or who couldn't predict what exactly had been a clear outcome, these 10 seconds matter a lot. So during these 10 seconds of a round, the referee ensures that there are no unnecessary stoppages. The referee ensures that even if there is a cut and if he sees blood oozing, the referee sometimes feels, yes, there is obviously a cut man in the seconds. He can take care of the situation. The referee feels that if a boxer is holding, the referee feels that do I have to stop the bout? Do I have to break the bout? Because if he does so, there will be a wastage of 7 to 8 seconds. Because if a referee stops the bout, he has to indicate to the offender the reason for him stopping the bout. So because of all these things, the referee ignores certain unwanted stoppages. But the seconds who feels that he has been deprived of certain things will feel the other way around. So this is one important contradiction which obviously happens. The next thing which comes into play is the last round. First round, decision has been made by the judges. Second round, decision has been made by the judges. The third round, the most important round for a very close bout, very keenly contested bout. And there have been a couple of situations where a boxer has resorted to holding, for example, to holding. The other coach, the boxer who has been held, he might feel the referee is not giving a warning. He might feel that it's a clear indication of a foul. But believe me, you have to understand this, that a warning for a reason which can be stepped aside will change the complete decision of a particular bout. One warning will change the course of a decision. So the referee actually sees it, that does the offender is doing it whether wantedly, whether intentionally, or was it just due to a course of action that the boxer had got entangled. The referee sees so many angles to it, and after that he takes a decision. And also, it is important for the referee to understand that during the last 10 seconds of the bout, please do understand, in the last 10 seconds of the bout, he has to ensure in a very closely contested bout, the same rules and regulations which are applied for the last 10 seconds of a round, that make it very clear, less amount of stoppages, have a clear flow of the bout, so that the judges are able to indicate a clear winner. These again are a few of the contradictions which could have come up to which had come up to me between the referee and the coach. Judging, very simple, nothing much. First and most important quality, be fair enough. No doubts about it. The judge sees only two things, red on blue. and whomsoever according to him is the winner indicates him. At the same time, he should be competent enough to differentiate between clear, quality, and competent blows so as to indicate a clear winner. At the same time, more than the referee, the judge is always under the scanner. Believe you me, a decision of 4-1, I can understand what goes in the mind of the judge who has scored that one. And most of you would have been judges, can also think, even let it be even a trial. Even a coach would have been sitting in the trial in a national camp can understand if it is a 7-1 decision or 8-1 decision, how do you feel? Believe you me, in the same way, each and every referee judges feels that way. Nobody wants to be on that one. Everybody wants to be that 5-0. So everyone feels like that. So I just wanted to say that each and every referee judge is under the scan. As a result, he ensures that there is transparent judging in each and every aspect. How does the coach differ from the judges? In what all aspects? Well, basically very simple. It's the decisions. Sometimes the decisions do not go in the way the coach expects. Well, yes, most of the major cases, I do agree to it, because the coach sees the bout from a different angle. The judge sees the bout from a different angle, number one. A coach has a lot of emotional attachment, which you all should agree to it. As a judge, we should not have, I should not say we do not have, but we should not have any kind of an emotional attachment. And the next thing is, please do understand, whenever you're seeing a bout, you obviously see through your boxer's eyes. That is, you see how much punches your boxer is throwing and not how many punches your punches are being landed on your boxer. So when you start seeing a bout in that aspect, I, as a judge, would personally feel that yes, there can be slight deviations in the way the opinion of a particular round of a particular bout can go. As a result, whatever decision which a judges make, unless and until it's not an open and a clear bout, there is controversy which will amount. So as a result, the 5-0 decisions which actually happen, which in most of the cases will never be contested. But the reasons where the contest comes into play is in the split decisions. That is the 4-1 decisions and the 3-2 decisions. When you talk about the 4-1 decisions, there have been few cases in which the referee who has scored 1 has also been turned right by the evaluators. Well, even in most of the cases, like even in coaches, as coaches, you would have gone to various competitions where you would have felt that in a decision of 3-2, the 2 must have been right. Well, it is bound to happen. You know, the reasons why it is bound to happen is because there are 5 judges are scoring the bout. And 5 judges are looking for the first and most important quality of scoring. And that is, first thing they want to see a clear punches, clear visibility, clear landing of the blows without any infringement of the rules. All these things matter. And there are 5 different judges sitting at 5 different angles and trying to judge a particular bout. So as a result, the deviation is bound to occur. For example, if you see judge number 2 and 3, most of the time, judge number 2 and 3 will obviously score the same. The reason being, judge 2 and 3 sit simultaneously next to each other. As a result, the way they look at a bout is also meant to be the same. That is why these deviations occur. Well, yes, so many hearts get burnt by 4-1 and even by 3-2. But there are certain deviations which we should also accept. But we can clearly say the number of split decisions has actually come down in the recent qualifiers. If you see the number of percentages which have been taken across, it has actually come down. Now, one reason why most of them try to bring it out is just that the quality of the evaluators trying to say the right things to the judges, and also the evaluators being evaluated by the observers. So there is not 1, 2, but 3 different levels of being 3 different layers where each and every system tries to filter a correct decision. So as a result, the right decision is meant to come. But believe me, even a 4-1 decision is not wrong. So many of us have been at the receiving end, which we also would agree. But at the same time, we should also understand that most of these decisions might be caused due to certain 1 or 2 blows only and not much of a major difference. Now, this is not a contention one. This is just a normal rule changes one which have just been implemented. Now, these things have been done as far as the qualifiers are concerned. There is no clear written rule which says that they can be continued after the qualifiers or after the Olympics. It's not clear. But presently, yes, these things are being done up. One is clean shaven. Yes, these things have been removed. The boxer is no more required to be clean shaven nowadays. Whatever the reasons were there, we discussed it even with the doctors over there in during the qualifiers. They said that it does not have any problem with them. They said it's okay, fine. And so they ensured that the boxer's requirement of being clean shaven has been removed. The next thing which has come into play is that the confusion regarding the RJ's neutrality. Because of that, they have tried to be more transparent, which has resulted in the RJ draw sheet being signed by the draw commissioner, which has been implemented. And the next thing, even though it is being invoked for some time, but still hardly a year or so, where the splitting of the gum shield intentionally, it will obviously result in a direct warning. And the last one, which has been done up, is that the ringside doctor may treat a particular injury, that is, treat a bleeding for bleeding in a nose or a cut for a maximum of 1 minute only, and only once per bout per boxer. That is, for example, if a red corner gets injured, gets a cut, and as a referee, you take him to the doctor, indicate to the deputy technical delegate the reason for the cut. The doctor has 60 seconds to treat the wound. If the doctor is not able to do it, then whatever is the future or the further course of action as indicated by the referee to the deputy technical delegate will be invoked. Now suppose if a boxer is being treated and it finishes in 40 seconds, he comes back and he boxes. And again a cut opens up. Again you take him to the doctor. It is not 20 seconds. Again it is exactly as it is 1 minute. It is 60 seconds are available to the doctor to make that cut all right. With this, I've tried to include, I know, see, listen, like, this is like a Pandora's box. Nothing is coming to an end. The kind of confrontation which a coach will have, kind of opinion which a coach will have on anything will not come to an end. And a kind of justification which a referee or a judge will try to give will never please a coach. Both have their own view of mind, both have their own opinions, and as long as it is for the betterment of boxing, well, yes, we will have a good sessions. I have finished with my lecture, Mr. Santiago, and any questions, please? Mr. Santiago, any questions, please?
Yes. So those who have questions, you put in the chat. Thank you very much for the lecture. Very, very informative and interesting.
Thank you.
I will start with the question, a mind question.
Yeah, I'm expecting it. Please shoot.
In my opinion, some countries or some boxers, they systematically bend the rules a little bit, like continue punching after every stop, after every break, after every bell, one or two extra punches. And in my opinion, the referees very, very lenient, like it's nothing. But that makes the other boxer will have to reply on that. So if he punches me after the stop, okay, next time I will do again. If he punches me on the back of the head, I will have to give on the back of the head. Any opinion on? I've spoken with this with both IOC and IBA, and they always say, okay, we will take more action. But I don't know. Do they discuss these things on the meetings?
Well, yes. The first thing, apart from the safety of a boxer, which is being discussed, the next thing is to be a strong referee inside the ring. And if you remember, we had a discussion of the same with certain people in Tokyo in the test events.
Yes.
Exactly, the same point. Now, during these seminars, it is being clearly shown, not only the punching part, even the holding part, which happens even after referee says stop, stop. Even after 2 times, the boxer again continues it. That is where the referee becomes strong and straight away goes for a warning. It happened a couple of times. If you go through the European qualifiers, you can actually see those occasions where the referee did not go for the basic necessary 3 cautions. Just after the first or the second one, straight away went for a warning. The reasons were there, the boxers were getting too smart. So it comes down to being a strong referee. But at the same time, you can't expect each and every referee to be strong, right? You should also be training your boxer. For example, when a referee says stop, your boxer cannot drop your guard down. So obviously, that's a basic. The other boxer might punch it. referee, whatever decision the referee might take, that could be different. But there are certain steps which we as a boxer should also be doing it. I know that that other guy has made a mistake. As a referee, yes, if I would win and the referee, I'll certainly go for a direct warning. And believe me, certain steps are being implemented. They are making it strong.
Okay, Mr. Gupta has one question.
Hi, good evening, Kana Ashok.
Going for a long time.
Yeah. No, IBA is doing each and everything to give the fair judgment to the boxers and coaches. I have one question.
Yeah.
So, in the earlier time, the IBA was following one very strict rule that all the official, one referee and 5 judges will be from the different continents. Only maximum 2, 1 referee or 1 judge can
Yes.
be recruited from the same continent.
Yes.
So when they are changing any rule, there is a logic behind it to change that rule.
Sir, true.
And it was quite assuring also that the people, they were having a little faith that the people, they are from the different places, there will not be any cheating.
Sir,
And secondly, the ideology of the referee or official, I will say referee and judges also were kept in mind. Because at that time, the 2 ideologies were dominating the world. One was capitalist USA ruled countries like South Korea, France, England. The other one was Cuba, Russia, GDR, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia. There were a lot of mishappening, what I say.
sir,
So
true.
these 2 points were kept definitely in the mind for deputing of the official. Now both of these has been eliminated. What is the cause behind it?
Sir, cause, the reason why the cause has been eliminated or why, believe you me, I do not know, I'm not clear about it. But yes, like whatever you said is actually true as far as all these continental qualifiers are being happening now. There are no same referee and judges from the same country.
Here I want to intercept. Now qualifier is one thing. But when it comes to the Olympics, qualifier means anybody who qualifies is a satisfied. Here
Yes.
the boxers are not coming for a gold, silver or bronze medal. You have to keep that extra point in your mind. When you are going qualifying after the semi-final, I have seen the Olympic champion. They are giving the walkover because they were satisfied and they wanted to keep something strategy for the coming Olympics. What when I upgraded, they were given the 5 stars. So this means you take the advantage to give them some incentive, take them back and
Things have happened. So many like water has flown through, like the river has gone through. That is not stopped. You also understand it. Changes are being done. Transparency is the question now, and I'm very sure you'll also understand that the way in which we are progressing, transparency is the only word in each and every aspect which we are looking at it. But believe you me, like you are privy to so many competitions over a period of past around 4 to 6 months. I believe transparency was always there. And as far as the Olympics are concerned, well, sir, till the time I am not that I cannot answer your question. You're much experienced than us in
why
those
I am telling
aspects.
you now, because
But yes.
one thing before doing, we have little satisfaction. Now I have seen in some of the bouts, I evaluate each end. I sit at calmly and see the performance of the judges, that which judges are favoring which countries or which are not. What once
Sir,
you
for
are
your,
putting 3 judges from the same ideology. Now, for example, we have a bout with China. These judges are coming from North Korea, coming from Cuba. Means there is some lobby which we know, even Pakistan. They are definitely arise a doubt in your mind that these nations, they have a social and political link with that nation, which have a more effect because they are taking help from them. And it is always as a strong point in their mind.
That's why if you see the second point of the rule changes, this thing has been done specifically for that, where the RJ draw sheet is finally again be vetted by the draw commissioner. So there are certain steps which are trying to
This
bring
is
it
just
up.
my point that when you are attending the meeting, this 5
Believe
continents
me,
plus referee. And this point
yeah,
must
yeah.
be followed because boxing at the Olympics is having only one danger. Boxing is, I think, liked at the most. What many times I have heard from the big mouths, from the IOC, from the leading countries of the world, if it will be eliminated from the Olympics any day, it will be only due to the officiating.
I believe we'll not see that day, sir.
That's fine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take some questions from the audience here. H. Bala, ringside doctor treating a boxer for his injury, 25 seconds in first round. Then the situation of injury in third round also means the balance 35 seconds. Can you utilize second time in the same bout?
No, I told you also. No, it is clear 60 seconds, which is
Only one
required.
time.
So 60 seconds. Yeah, 60 seconds. But again, it is referee sees again the stoppages are again increasing. The referee may clearly say RSC because the boxer is again continuously going. Stoppage continuously happening. The referee has the right to say RSC.
So just to clarify, so if the doctor has seen the boxer once, the next time the referee cannot send him to the doctor. He will have to stop the bout. If he
No, the referee can. The referee can take it to the doctor. The referee also has the right to say RSC, seeing the kind of gravity of the
can
injury.
he take him to the doctor second time?
He can. Yes, he can.
Pragya Pant, if once a boxer cut down in the ring first time and referee take boxers to doctor and he takes 1 minute for treatment and allow him to play. After that, the boxer again is injured by a right blow. So in this situation, can referee stop the bout or should he take the boxer to the doctor? I think it's a similar question.
Yeah, I answered it, yes.
Question, is there any chances to revoke the headgear rule for boxer future events by AIBA?
Nope, we do not know anything because it will be done by the medical commission has to first bring it into notice. But as far as the injury cuts are concerned, nobody is aware how it is going through.
Raval Padmana, sir, please explain remedies and contradictions slide once again in Hindi if possible.
Remedies and remedies and what you said? Contradictions.
And contradictions.
Okay. Okay, remedies. Remedies मतलब कहने का मतलब है अगर कोई रेफरी होता है हमेशा कोच ये सोचता है कि बाउट खत्म हो गया रेफरी ने दो भी काम करा 3 राउंड खत्म कर दिया इसके बाद रेफरी को कोई पूछता ही नहीं रेफरी इसलिए जो मन मर्जी चाहे वही रिंग के अंदर करता है हमेशा इसी चीज को दिमाग में रख के यही कोच यही संभावना नहीं सोच के आते हैं लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता है रेफरीज के ऊपर काफी सारे सिचुएशंस आते हैं जो बाउट खत्म होने के बाद काफी सारी चीजों को उनको गुजरना पड़ता है एग्जाम्पल अगर कोई भी रेफरी कोई गलती करता है और उनके जो आरजी इवैल्यूएटर ने देखा कि रेफरी ने गलती किया है तो तुरंत वो क्या करता है डिप्टी टेक्निकल डीरेक्ट को इन्फॉर्म कर देता है कि रेफरी ने एक इंपॉर्टेंट गलती जिसको नहीं करना चाहिए वो गलती उन्होंने किया और दोबारा भी कभी किया है तो उस दौरान डिप्टी टेक्निकल डेलीगेट रेफरी को उस सेशन के लिए सस्पेंड कर सकता है उसके बाद अगर कोई भी कॉम्पिटिशन चलता है 8 दिन 10 दिन एक दिन रेफरी को इवैल्यूएट किया जाता है उन्हें कितना सही काम किया कितना अच्छा काम किया इसी चीज के निर्भर पर ही रेफरी सेमीफाइनल और फाइनल में जाता है अगर कोई भी रेफरी अपनी गलतियों को दोबारा दोहराता है सस्पेंशन का नाम लगता है और रेफरी जो है बाकी कॉम्पिटिशंस में उनको बुलाया भी नहीं जाता है रेफरी सस्पेंड हो जाते हैं और अगर रेफरी के एथिकल्स यानी कि रेफरी के जो कैरेक्टर के ऊपर कोई भी अगर सवाल उठा है वो सही प्रूव किया जाता है कमीशन जो आईबा के हैं वो उस रेफरी के ऊपर एक्शन भी लेता है कॉन्ट्रडिक्शंस ओके कॉन्ट्रडिक्शंस ये जो बोला है इसकी हमेशा रेफरी और कोच के ऊपर लास्ट में किस फासलों में किस मध्य हमेशा अलग अलग नजरअंदाज के ऊपर तो अगर देखा जाए तो हर राउंड के जो 10 सेकंड लास्ट 10 सेकंड होते हैं रेफरी यही कोशिश करता है कि बहुत स्मूथली चले किसी भी कारण कोई रुकावट ना पड़े अगर कोई बॉक्सर होल्डिंग भी कर रहा है रेफरी यही कोशिश करता है कि वो बॉक्सर को स्टॉप करके अलग करके फॉल का इंडिकेशन ना किए बिना वैसे ही बोर्ड को कंटिन्यू कराएं ताकि 10 सेकंड वेस्ट ना हो ये इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि जब क्लोज बोर्ड होता है एक बॉक्सर जब एक पंच भी मायने रखता है तो अगर रेफरी स्टॉप करता है तो बोर्ड वैसे ही मर जाएगा अगर रेफरी उस बोर्ड को रुके फिर अपना रूल समझाने लगता है तो खत्म हो जाएगा और जब क्लोज बोर्ड होता है जज यही कोशिश करते हैं कि मुझे और क्लियर चीज इंडिकेट हो जाए और क्लियर हो जाऊं मैं कौन जीता है इन सब चीजों को जब मद्देनजर रखते हैं आप तो उस समय जो हर राउंड का जो 10 सेकंड है इट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट और लास्ट राउंड है वो इसलिए कि पहला राउंड दूसरा होने के बाद लास्ट राउंड बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है दोनों बॉक्सर उस राउंड को जीतने की कोशिश करते हैं अगर उस राउंड पे रेफरी अगर वार्निंग देता है तो पूरा जो बाउट का डिसीजन ही बदल जाता है तो इसीलिए रेफरी कोशिश करते हैं बिना मतलब का जो वार्निंग है, जिससे कोई बॉक्सर के जो ऑफेंड नहीं करता, बॉक्सर के ऊपर कोई फाउल नहीं होता, लेकिन जो अलग से कोई माइनर फॉल्स है तो रेफरी उन सारे फॉल्स को नजरअंदाज कर मतलब लेकिन ये कंटिन्यू करा देते हैं। मेरी बात अगेन सुनिएगा ध्यान से, वो फॉल्स जिनसे बॉक्सर को कोई फाउल ना हो, जिनके बॉक्सर कोई चोट ना हो, जो कि जो रेगुलर स्मूथ कंडक्ट ऑफ द बाउट में ना हो, ऐसे फॉल्स रेफरी नजरअंदाज कर देता ताकि लास्ट राउंड विदाउट एनी वार्निंग क्लियर कट चले। एंड दूसरा लास्ट 10 सेकेंड्स ऑफ द बाउट इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज एक बॉल का डिस्टेंस उसके ऊपर ही निर्भर है, पूरा उसके ऊपर लग जाता है, बॉक्सर लग जाता है, जजेस भी जान से देखते हैं। उस दौरान रेफरी उस बॉल को स्टॉप करके करने की कोशिश करता है। दूसरा जो कोच है वो सोचता है रेफरी क्यों गलती कर रहा है, रेफरी वार्निंग क्यों नहीं दे रहा है, स्टॉप करके क्यों नहीं कर रहा है रेफरी। तो इसलिए हमेशा रेफरी क्या करते हैं, 10 seconds he allows it to continue so that a clear indication of the winner is being made. Coach, I believe I have been able to justify his
Sir, in Tokyo 2020 African qualification, one red boxer wore 10-ounce gloves, and the blue boxer wore 12-ounce gloves. The bout ended RSC in favor of red. Who is responsible for this? Is the referee responsible or equipment supervisor for issuing 12-ounce to 52 kilo?
I'm not sure when it happened and how it happened. You know, I'm not sure about it. I don't know who said it. But the equipment manager obviously he checks it up and he comes into the ring, and the referee also checks the gloves. As a referee, if you ask me, I also go and check the gloves. I should do it. So the equipment manager generally has to be taken, but I'm not sure whether it happened or what.
And I would add that the coaches and boxer himself also have to be little awake. I have a question.
Yeah,
you say the referee obviously has to go in with the neutral mind of both boxers, but when the bout starts and one of the boxers is constantly using every foul in the book, and the other one is trying to box fair, and the bout is closed, but the boxer who is doing all this small fouling, coming in with the head holding and roughing, very rough, due to him being able to use that in his favor, he's tipping the bout in his favor. What are the instructions to the referee? Should they like, okay, no, this boxer I have to protect, he's trying to box, or should they just like, no, we treat them both equally?
Coach, moving dangerously is also a foul, right? If I'm moving dangerously, like I may or I may not make all this different. That's a different aspect. Like I am taking my head more dangerously inside, it's a foul. It can cause trouble to the other boxer. So as a referee, believe me, as a referee, our main duty is to ensure that the foul does not happen, that the injury does not happen. So as a result, that boxer will be stopped, he'll be warned by the referee, and that is being told. Each and every session that is being repeated. Because that of all the head guards and without all these things, every session, after every bout, a referee is being told, don't get into a situation, just try to remove the situation, try to predict it, what will happen. If a boxer is continuously going inside, so you might predict that chances are that he might get a headbutt. So it is a duty of the referee, and that is what is being taught to us in each and every session.
What about the warning? You say the referee does not want to issue a warning in the last round or so, but in my opinion,
no. It is like what the referee does not show. The referee can show warning. No, the referee can show warning. The referee will show warning. If the foul is a foul, you cannot deviate from the foul is a foul. But the thing is that the referee tries to understand the situation. For example, there are a couple of questions which the referee would have given in the second round. And in the third round, there might be 3 more cautions for the same hold. Example, the other coach, that is for 3 more cautions to the blue for holding, the red coach might feel the blue deserve a warning. Yeah. So in that, I'm talking about those situations. I'm not talking about a situation where it's a clear foul, don't give a foul. No, not at all. Sorry, please. Don't take it like that.
Yeah, but if we have red boxer has winning 2 rounds, blue boxer wins 1 round, but red boxer gets a warning, So then we have 28-28. As a judge,
Yeah.
as a judge, do you wash your hands and say, okay, I'll go with the one who won the 2 rounds? Or do you penalize him? No, he got the warning, so he should lose the bout.
You're asking my 5 judges,
No,
5 different minds,
no, I
5
ask you
different opinions.
if you is that up to the individual judge, or do you get instructions? Like, no, in this
No,
case,
coach, it is clearly up to the individual judge. According to him, whom does he think? Let the warning is different aspect. You penalized him. Warning, you have penalized him.
Yeah.
Apart from that, from the rounds, who has won 2 rounds? That is whom you think is a clear winner.
okay. Okay, question here. Just one thing. I have seen so many times in national championships, referees speak to the second, clean the respective corner. Why?
You want me to answer it?
Yes. I don't.
The seconds are given. I think you know it already also. You don't say it when there is 60 seconds interval time. Nobody says anything. The 60 seconds is for the coach and the boxers. We don't interrupt in during that time at all. Maybe after that, if there's some water or something, and nowadays you already have those assistants sitting next to you.
Yeah.
So they are the ones who clean. I don't see any reason why.
Yeah, there should be assistants in the corner who take care of that, so the coach can concentrate on his job. Question, Sorav Gua. Can a coach request the supervisor to change referee and judge if the referee and judge from the same unit where the boxer is playing? That is like in India.
In India, it happens. He doesn't have to ask for it. Like, see, because we come from such a big country, there are so many affiliations to somewhere, or especially like you belong to some state or then some board. That is why the doctors are there to differentiate and to filter these things. In international competitions, you don't see such kind of things at all. But in national competition, it happens. And we ensure that there is neutrality. We do that. So you were there in the last national. You should have answered this question.
The same ideology, not the same.
Yeah. Chitam. No, I cannot unmute. No, I cannot unmute. You there?
Hello, sir.
Yes, you have a question?
Yes, sir. That question was asked by me only. Sir, in the recent African qualifier, okay, sir. So over there, what I saw is in the bout number 4 between Lebanon and
okay, we have already answered that question. We don't know, but probably the equipment manager.
Yes, sir. I want to ask who is responsible for that bout, because boxer with 12-ounce gloves got RAC in the 3rd round, and boxer with 10-ounce gloves won the bout.
Yes.
But has the referee has to be responsible for that bout, or the equipment manager, or who? Because equipment manager has given the 12-ounce gloves to the blue boxer, so definitely he will wear 12-ounce gloves only. The referee has to check when they get inside the ring. Referee has to check the gloves, and as it is 52 kg, how the boxer can wear 12-ounce gloves against a 10-ounce gloves boxer who is in the red corner?
Mistakes can happen anywhere. Some people are human mistake. It can happen in 300 bouts. Somebody can make a mistake.
I will answer for it. Chidambaram.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Now you have noticed, and it went unnoticed to the referee. One is having red or one is having blue. The red was having 12 ounces and the blue was having 10 ounces. Understand?
Yes, sir.
And the you were telling the person who was wearing the 12 ounce and he won the bout.
No, 10 ounce won the bout. 12 ounce got RAC in the 3rd round.
Yeah. The person who won the bout, he was on a legal aspect. Now, if anything goes unnoticed by the official, first it was the duty of the blue corner. If they notice anything, they should lodge a complaint, or they should go give it in writing, not as a complaint that he is wearing separate gloves or the trade defense gloves are there. If that could not take place, the person who has won according to the rule, he was better and he was wearing the correct gloves, then what can happen? He lost the bout and he lost the bout.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's not
he was
about
on the wrong side. If a person who is on the winner side, Here also you have to give your means not as a complaint. You have to give for the that something happened somewhere wrong. You have to bring in the notice of the supervisor.
यस सर मैं इतना ही पूछना चाहता था कि इतने बड़े इवेंट में ये जो क्वालिफाइंग इवेंट था ओलंपिक्स का अफ्रीकन कॉन्टिनेंट, तो इसमें मतलब इस ऐसी भी चीजें हो सकती है, तो ये मतलब
I give you one example. This is a qualifying at the World Championship. One of the fellows, he used a razor in his gloves, and his opponent, he got a cut, and the bout was stopped RSC by the referee. When they have the end of the session, the cleaner or the sweeper, whatever you want to say, he came to clean the ring tarpaulin. The razor was found there. He reported the same to the organizer, and the matter went to the jury. At that time it was jury. They took that razor and it went to the medical commission. They took out the last bout program. What was the decision? And one decision was RSC due to cut, and that fellow was called and he was sent for a medical examination. And it was medically proved that it was not a cut of a punch, it was a cut of a razor. He was disqualified. If the things come in a proper way, the punishment can be given. If the things are not coming into the notice of the concerned person, nobody can do anything. What you are telling, if there it has been on the record, they will take the action on the dressing room or maybe on the referee also. Maybe little caution and they. But when until or unless the things are coming on the record, nothing can happen.
When a boxer loses a competition because of a referee, he goes home. Why the referee, after a big mistake, will not be disqualified from the tournament? But he can be.
It is being done. I'll not put an example, it is being done after the African qualifiers, and it is all the things are being done. Even the referee goes home.
Yeah, the problem is after a couple of days we have no referee judges left if they are not. I say it's very lenient to scream at the referee. It's very easy to complain to the referee judges, but those who have problems, you take the referee judge's course and you start officiating yourself instead of complaining on the others, because it's a very difficult task.
Most difficult task.
And it's easy to stay from the outside and complaining to the one who is above. But you have to be there also. Raval Padmanab, can an IBA qualified official perform a second duty or a coach duty for the competition or in which he or she is not doing official's duty? I think he's speaking at national level.
No, generally we don't do that. Even in national level, we don't do that. We don't entertain such things. And it is clearly mentioned in the IBA rules and regulations. Once you are qualified as referee judge, you cannot don the gloves of a coach or this thing.
Question from Puskaraj. What are the key things to make good harmony between referee and judges? What are the key things?
It should not be.
Many times they have misunderstood each other. I don't know.
There should not be an harmony, you know. Then you'll not be able to think, yeah, there should be, because the coach is emotionally attached and a referee judge should not be emotionally attached. So there should not be an harmony. There should be differences.
One question, clean shaven. Now you said, but that is only in AIBA Olympic qualifiers and Olympics. The AIBA rules, they have not changed, or?
No, they are still. It has not still been invoked. That's what I've been made to believe. I'm not the present exact situation, but maybe after December, I think we'll come to know how will IBA treat it.
Yeah. And how is the split decisions? I'm thinking sometimes if there is a split decision, for me it's positive, because that means at least it was not fixed. If it's 5-0, then maybe sometimes you feel like they knew before the bout what they would score. If there is a 4-1 or 3-2, at least you said, okay, they did not all agree before the bout who is the winner.
Believe me, it's a very good question, coach. You're talking about split. I'm talking about split decisions even in rounds. Like even in one round, if there are split decisions, and if you do not have a other judge as a partner, straight away you analyzed by the evaluator. That's what was happening in the qualifiers. As a result, each and every round started getting more important. So believe you me, that they are being analyzed like anything.
Okay, I think we had a great session. We had some good questions, and we got some good answers. It's almost 5 p.m. We have one more session on referee judging on Friday. So we'll be back on this subject. Okay, Colonel.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. See you again tomorrow.